In a world where languages are disappearing every week, a group has emerged from northern Ghana. A community of young digital volunteers is working to preserve, promote, and empower local languages on the global internet map. It all began with the Dagbani Wikimedians user group, a community of language activists who took a bold step to digitize their language on the world's largest free encyclopedia, Wikipedia.
For a very long time, we have thought about how we can make Dagbani more visible on the internet and also make sure it is integrated on digital platforms. So I was inspired by the fact that there has been very little information you find on the internet in Dagbani, as well as other platforms like digital platforms. Beyond the internet, there's very little information like books, publications written in Dagbani. Even those who write histories about people of Dagbani or the culture, it's all written in English. So this was one of the reasons why I decided to, come down to northern region to mobilize the community to build like a Wikimedia language community where we can help in our own way.
Wikipedia doesn't have age limit, whether you are a youth age, woman, man, even if you are below the youthful age but can edit or have a meaningful impact on Wikipedia, yeah, you are highly welcome.
The digital space has come to stay, and if we intend to sell something and sell it very well, we need to put it on the digital space. And Wikipedia is offering us this free platform in the digital space to project our language and culture.
As part of my role, I'm supposed to make sure that the community have adequate funds to run, because we all know that our whole project depends upon people. And when we bring people, we need to give them food, we need to give them water. Sometimes we have to move from one location to another. All of this come at a cost, and all of this will need money. So as a result, we need to keep scouting for financial resources. And thanks to the Wikimedia Foundation for having supported us all these years with some funding, and to some of our partners who have also donated both in kind and in cash to support how we carry out our activities.
We use social media most at times because I'm the social media manager. And then again, we have a project that we call Dagbani Wikimedia Saha. And with that one, it seeks to, recruit or, call new or, newcomers onto the group. So that one, it trains, it's a tele-education program, which is being played on TV, so that when it is being played, it teaches how to edit or how to use Wikipedia.
My name is Abdurrafi Husseini. In Wikipedia, I am known as Alhaji Darajat. Currently, I am the community facilitator for the Dagbani Wikimedia user group in Tamale. My role basically is I am supposed to recruit volunteers for the community. That is active volunteers, of course. Sometimes when you recruit the volunteers and you don't take time, after one or two activities, you see them leaving. So it is part of my duty or a role to ensure that when we get new volunteers, it is my duty again to ensure that we retain them. How do we retain them? One, you have to keep in touch with these volunteers. Once in a while, get in touch with them, either the group WhatsApp or individually, to know how they are faring, especially sometimes when it takes a while that you have seen somebody contributing on your wiki page. Another thing is I am organize training for the community as well. What we do as the Dagbani Wikimedia user group basically is to impact free knowledge. And so what we do is that as part of my role, I team up with the programs coordinator to see if we have activities. If we have activities because the programs coordinator is the person who ensures that whatever programs we have comes to play.
From just a few passionate individuals, the group has now grown into a powerful hub, becoming the mother of 4 language groups: Gurene, Kusaal, Dagaare, and Waali.
Dagbani Wikimedians User Group is a registered non-profit organization based in Ghana and working to support the Mabia languages, or the Moli Dagbani languages, spoken across Ghana, Benin, and Burkina Faso. We are currently working to support 5 language projects, that is Dagbani, Gurene, Kusaal, Dagaare, and then Waali language. We had previously supported Mori, Wikipedia, and the community, and now they are working on their own, but it was started by us.
Empowered by Dagbanis progress, each group is carrying the dream of seeing their language flourish in the digital space. So digital platforms make the language accessible to wider audience. We have people even beyond Ghana who would want to learn the language, but you don't need to go back to your community or go back to your hometown to be able to learn your mother tongue. And everywhere you are, you need to be able to learn the language. So if we are able to digitize the language, we know that people even abroad, in Germany, in UK, in the US, and in other parts of the world, can learn the language and get to understand. And they can communicate with any other person coming from their hometown. And so we think that it's very important we pay attention to digital platforms and ensure that we put things that are necessary for people to be able to learn wherever they are.
Wikipedia has been so helpful to the language in several ways. One, it has helped in preserving the language. Previously, one couldn't have been able to access the language in the internet. But with the help of Wikipedia, we can access the language, read, and even learn so many lessons. So the culture, the traditions, and the norms of the language can now be gotten in the internet.
And because of globalization, you need to preserve your language and you need to preserve your culture. And if you are unable to preserve it, your language and culture, years to come, you might not have people speaking the language. Everybody wants to speak English. Everybody who has gone through the educational system would want to speak English. But how about your local language? How about your mother tongue? And we know that the system of our work, the working system or the work system across the world, it's either English, French, or even Arabic, and some other globally spoken languages. So if we are not able to provide an access to people to be able to see, to be able to learn, to be able to communicate, to be able to understand the language, time will come that those who have not been able to learn or have access to the language might be forced not to speak the language because they will not understand it.
Gurene language volunteers has helped the community as large by putting on Wikipedia things that would have ended with word of mouth from our elders or from the older generation, but now it's in written form where anyone from any part of the world can read about it and know why we do certain things or why certain things are important to us. For someone who is a native speaker, being a lead in this community has enabled me to learn more about my language, learn more about traditions that I didn't know about, and then giving me the leverage to also better read the language well and understand it properly.
Some of the challenges we face is that most of our editors complain of gadgets that will help us to always be active, or even sometimes data allowance, a bundle that will help us to always get bundle to always be online to edit. Another challenge we get is that people don't really understand what is going on. So helping others to understand, we need to recruit more people, and that is where the problem is. We are scattered around, and getting people to come together or even getting people to understand what is really happening is really a challenge. Sometimes we do online meetings, but still they'll complain about not having bundles to join.
So the Waali and its speakers and natives are not exception. So that is the reason why we also started our own Wikimedia group, so that the knowledge or the information that is in the internet, it can be also read in Waali language, so that there won't be any barrier, whether you are a Walo or any other person.
As we all know, now the world have changed into a technological world, and now it's always difficult for the youth to get information or to get knowledge by opening books. So now everything is just about internet. Now that is the easier way to get information or to acquire knowledge. So we think it will be very important if we can also make our language visible to the internet space.
Well, contributing in my language is self-rewarding to me. The fact that I am able to contribute my language to go globally, to put my language out there, to put it for anybody who has interest to have access to it alone is self-rewarding to me. By putting my language out there, I am preserving it and I am actually promoting it. So that is all what it means to me to promote my language.
Despite successes, the journey is not without struggles. Infrastructure gaps, internet access, and language standardization continue to challenge the dream.
We have people having challenges with technological gadgets like laptops and phones. Some of them, the phones don't work properly, so as and when the phone is stable, they're able to make edits.
Another challenge is that people don't have the gadgets that are needed, and so it is impeding their progress. With the use of phone, it is not possible to be able to contribute as quickly as somebody who is using a laptop. So because of the inability to access laptops, it has impeded the work.
We are trying all we could to ensure that we would have a reliable internet for them. And we are also trying all we could to ensure that we get laptops for them, because some of them don't even have laptops. They use their phones, and you cannot use your phone to edit a language. And you will need to have a laptop to be able to save some of the works that you do. Sometimes you need to type it somewhere before you transfer it into the Wikipedia platform. And so with the phone, you will not have the available access to be able to do that. So we try to see what we can do to provide laptops to our editors so that they can work. What started in Dagbani is now a growing of communities reclaiming their voices online and offline. They say digital age must not forget the voices of their ancestors, and thanks to these communities, it will not. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.